Let's bring in Libby Cantrill. She's head of public policy at PIMCO. It's great to see you, Libby. And this committee process seems to be at the heart of it, but also things like agency power, the FCC, the impact on big tech are areas to watch, no?
Yes, and good afternoon, Kelly. Nice to have you. Nice to have you back. Welcome back. Yeah. So just to sort of reiterate what Eric Cantor just said. I mean, the difference between a 51-49 Senate and a 50-50 Senate is actually pretty significant in terms of a governing majority for all the reasons he just laid out: subpoena authority, running the committees, running the floor agenda, also just more money for the committees. Right now, under the power sharing agreement, all the funding for the committees are split 50-50. That changes if Democrats win this seat today. And then to your point about oversight, just the ability actually to put some teeth in terms of oversight. If Democrats were to win the seat today, they would be able to not only have oversight of some of the agencies that you discussed, but also, of course, of CEOs. They actually have some subpoena authority to demand energy CEOs, for instance, to show up and talk about high gas prices, as an example. So again, it means that under, right now, a power sharing agreement, a 50-50 Senate. Again, Vice President Kamala Harris, of course, is the tiebreaker. But if you go to a 51-40 Senate, that's really true power, and something, of course, that President Biden would like, given that Democrats don't have control over the House in this new Congress.
The Journal pointing out today that even a candidate like Manchin, or a senator like Manchin, might not back a more progressive FCC candidate, whereas that could remove an agenda that might lean differently for a lot of the members of big tech. I mean, what would your sort of advice to investors be about how material the impact will be from whether we find out tonight or in the weeks ahead from a more progressive versus a less so general regulatory agenda?
That's absolutely right. And because some of the moderate Democrats are in cycle, like Senator Manchin, actually like Senator Sinema, like Senator Tester, President Biden may not be able to rely on those senators to be, pushing forward some of his progressive nominees. Again, with the 51-40 Senate and 49 Senate, maybe a little bit easier to do that. But we shouldn't overstate this. I think this is somewhat inside baseball from kind of a market's perspective. They still only have a very narrow majority, obviously not a 60-vote filibuster-proof majority. So their ability to really inform policy is still going to be limited here, especially given that Republicans will control the House next session of Congress. But again, it gives them a little bit more cushion, a little bit more wiggle room, particularly when it comes to appointees, assuming that because Senator Manchin in particular is in cycle, he may be more reluctant to vote for some folks who are perceived as more progressive.
No, it's a great point. So finally, then, where does this leave us for the next 18 months or so before that 2024 election? What is the overall message, you think, to business?
Yeah, well, I mean, what we've been saying to clients, Kelly, is really that the most important thing going into the election and coming out of the election was that the fact that one chamber flipped to Republican control. That, of course, means gridlock. The markets have tended to like that. If you look at the year after midterm elections, most years the equity market has rallied, particularly in split Congresses. So gridlock, no tax increases. So that means sort of any progressive tax increase headline you should fade, because that's not going to happen. But at the same time, the threshold for fiscal support, especially if we do have a hard landing, which is not PIMCO's call, but if we do, the threshold for additional fiscal support is also going to be higher. So gridlock, no tax increases, all of that's good. More oversight, all of that's going to be good from a market's perspective, but also some downside. Should we have a harder landing, the threshold for more fiscal support will be much higher.
Interesting. It's almost pro-cyclical, more bullish when things are fine, and then maybe more bearish when they're not. Libby,
yeah, exactly.
Thanks so much. It's good to see you again.